and welcome to Who Corner to Corner podcast. My name is Jeff, and as always, I'm joined by my good friend Freya.
Hi.
Hey.
What's going on?
And her dad, Paul.
Did you two rehearse this beforehand or something? Huh?
No, I just came up with it ad hoc on the spot.
Like that. Anyways,
The talent.
So yes, the Who Corner to Corner trio is here tonight.
Yes.
So I'm here, Paul is here, and Freya's here, and we're doing something a little bit different tonight, aren't we?
we are. Yes. We are going to attempt, dear listeners, to do an audio episode commentary on one of our favourite Doctor Who stories. How's about that? Eh? Oh yes, that's value for your money right there. That is. At least that's a plan. We don't know how this is going to turn out.
Why we're doing this, we're not quite sure why we're doing this. We put out a little poll on Twitter recently. Would you like us to do episode commentaries? And the response was yes.
Yes, do it, they said. Said the masses.
So we thought we'd try it. So you can listen to this and our musings on the episode, and you could also play the episode if you want, so you can
that's a good
see
idea.
what we're responding to. Make it interactive, and then at the end we'll have a look at some tweets to see what other people think of this episode as well. So tonight we're going to take a look at Orphan 55, which is the third episode from Series 12 of the new era of Doctor Who. So like Paul said, this is one of our favourite episodes where the 13th Doctor and Fam win a free holiday to a holiday resort, and things don't...
They don't go to plan, do they, Jeff?
And they don't go to plan, do they? So I love this episode. I've always felt it has a bit of a kind of Aliens vibe to it, with the sort of base under siege type thing, which is also something obviously that Doctor Who's done very well. And I think that there probably were some production issues with the episode, and we'll get into those as we watch it, but they don't really detract from it for me. And I think the general perception of the episode is probably, for a surprise, unfair, with a lot of people sort of being disliking the end scene.
You see, I always think
it seems
there's just as many people who do like it as what doesn't like it. Just tends to be the people what doesn't like it are very vocal in their not liking of it.
Yes.
That's my opinion right there. That's what that is.
Well, and I think you're probably right. Yeah, it's better to just not say anything sometimes. So, then
where would our podcast be, Jeff? If we did that?
It's not. Huh? It's not better to not say anything, but it's the less competitive, perhaps.
Right.
Something.
Yeah. Should we watch the episode?
Yes. Freya, do you like this one?
Yeah.
There you go. That's the voice of teen angst right there.
Yeah. That's it. The kids.
I'm ill.
The kids
She's
are
ill. She's got cordyceps.
Got what? Cooties.
Right. Should we go? Ready?
Millhouse. Okay. 3, 2. Oh, hang on. And if you're listening at home, you can make this interactive by loading up your chosen media format, disc, streamer, VHS, and watch the episode. If you have got a VHS of Orphan 55, I'd be quite amazed.
That'd be pretty good, actually.
And watching it along whilst... Yeah. Let us know. Feel free to fire it up and listen along as we discuss this episode. So, on a countdown from 3 to 1, hit and play. Let's go. 3, 2, 1.
So love this opening. I missed this already.
It makes you feel a bit dizzy when it goes into the swirling star
It does,
field.
Yeah. But it's very kind of first Doctorish, with the weird electronic howl around effect that they had, but obviously given a modern 21st century update. Yeah.
Yeah, here you go. This is the bit here where it says Director Lee Haven Jones. Whoa.
Oh.
So this is written by Ed Heim.
Ed Heim.
Now, Paul, why don't you tell us what other episode Ed Heim...
Hold on one second, though. Before I do, this bit freaks me out a bit, because what exactly are they mopping up?
Well, I think it's rude.
I think it is a little bit rude here.
Yeah.
I'm not being funny or anything, but there's a bit of bit of kinkiness going on there.
Yeah, I think so. I think the tentacle creature is
The deep space squid.
Yes, giant space squid. Yeah.
Oh,
So
see,
I
now,
love the way.
anybody who knows Doctor Who knows that putting a cube together like that, assembling a cube, is not a good idea.
Yeah, well, look, there you go. That's not just cube; it's a teleport. It's not coupons. Graham's like, I haven't got my speedos as one of my fave. I've already got them on. Ho ho!
And they're off. That's it. Out of the TARDIS.
Yeah. So this is another one. Did they shoot this in South Africa or Portugal?
I
Maybe.
don't know, mate. Looks like Bognor with pine trees.
It's certainly not Wales. So hyphen with a 3. What's your thoughts, Paul? Because to me, that is real 80s Who.
It is, exactly. The first time I watched
in a
this,
good way,
and we got to this bit here, I was getting real proper Seventh Doctor vibes. You know, like the Greatest Show in the Galaxy and
Survival.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Happiness Patrol. It's not as dark as Happiness Patrol, at least not at this point. But definitely,
look at the tail.
Delta and the Bannermen, Greatest Show in the Galaxy, those kind of vibes. You haven't seen those yet, have you?
Yep.
We're going to watch them. Don't you worry.
Cool.
Look at Graham. Got to get your coupons in. Come on, Graham.
Come on,
son.
Graham, son. Oh, Jodie's on her own.
And there's the Doctor. I've got to have a look round on my own.
Doctor's
She
on
didn't
her
really
own.
want to do that, does
No.
she? No. I liked hyphen with a 3. You know, it felt very kind of classic. Who? So this episode don't waste much time in getting on with stuff, does it?
Straight in there. Physical breach. One of them.
One of them's got in. What is it?
We don't know.
You don't know. No. Do you see why I say this is a bit like Aliens? It's sort of Aliens mixed with the Truman Show.
Benny! Oh, it's perfect, Benny. Thank you. I love Benny.
We saw some newlyweds at reception.
Yeah. God bless them. The thing is, right, as soon as you see these two here, right, you know it's not going to end well, don't you, really?
Yes. Yeah.
You just end up just watching the thing.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking we've got to keep talking. Yeah, you know that's it's like when in a prison films or police film, someone's like, I'm going to retire in 3 days.
Yeah.
Here's my pet mouse in prison. You know, you're not getting out before the end credits roll. You know, now this bit here with Ryan and the crisp thing is one of my favourite funny moments.
The virus.
In this, I think. Yeah, the virus. What's it called? Hopper virus, isn't it? And there's the bit when he's in the background of these shots, which we'll see in a minute, and he's flapping and he sees bats and all, and he's sucking his thumb.
Not to panic.
And, yeah, get wiggly fingers, and the legs are about to go.
Brilliantly done, isn't it?
When my Hopper first stage training.
Yeah. And then you're going to sneeze.
There it is. Suck your thumb into the hallucination.
Suck your thumb into the hallucination, and they're not real bats. I think that Ryan Tosin, who plays Ryan, is quite underrated. Really, you know, he has some really great moments across his whole cut the series.
He does. Yeah, I love Ryan.
You know, his character is quite subdued in a way, isn't he? You know, and when you look at people like, you know, Donna, for example, they're the opposite ends of the spectrum, you know, and so, you know, he seems quite kind of mild compared to that, but he's just a different type of person, and I really like him, and I think he has some great stuff in this episode. Graham's not happy that his holiday's been ruined, but you can tell that actually it's quite windy and chilly in those shots, and they've really graded it to make it look nice. Make it look nice and warm there.
What I like in here is the warnings given by the computer voice in the background. That it's kind of going on, and it very steadily kind of. Doesn't it tell everybody to kind of basically run for their lives at some point or something like that?
It gets,
in a nice, polite,
more,
non-threatening kind of way.
Yeah.
She's obviously got the Hopper virus as well.
Yeah, she's had it as well, yeah.
They're kind of connecting through their Hopper hallucinations.
Yeah, they had quite a nice little thing going on, didn't they?
Surgeon for pilots.
See, I like that because I can relate to that. You know, you meet someone you want to kind of impress, and you spin a little bit of a white lie.
Pretending to be stupid to girls.
And then as soon as you start, it's too late. You kind of down that road.
Yeah, you got to carry on with it. Yeah. Yeah, this was quite nice. He's got a good smile, Tosin. He's a nice guy.
See, then you see guys just walking around with guns and things. If this is a drill, what's he doing with a gun?
If this is a drill, what's he doing with a gun? Immediately, see, that's quite doctory. They're wanting to investigate, isn't it?
The computer.
This is a great location.
This is a routine tranquility drill.
Oh yeah, we do.
She gets some great lines, doesn't she? I'll just pull this out of a friend of mine.
It wasn't recreational. This has also got one of my favourite lines in, which is coming later, but it's give me half a can of Spam and some crayons and I could make you.
What's behind that door? Because no linen cupboard needs a key with that many security guardians. Yeah.
She's on it, isn't she?
I like the idea that it's a linen cupboard,
Yeah.
And she's trying to guess what the psychic paper's saying. Yeah. Great game.
None of it's working.
Am I going to have to bark at you?
There's some great dialogue in here.
It's really good.
I wish Ed Heim had come back. Maybe he would have done for what was Series 13, but we'll never know.
See, the Doctor's immediately attracted to all the technology, isn't she?
Yeah.
Like, flashing lights and a thing.
Yeah. And she's attracted to it, but also suspicious as well, because it's a bit weird, isn't it? I'd like to see the story where the Doctor has Hopper virus training.
Maybe that'll be a big finish thing.
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
So this thing of an ionic membrane, it's like a shield thing around the complex, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh.
And we don't know much about it at that point, do we? Other than there's something there. Why would the place need it?
Mm-hmm.
And what's coming up?
Getting dragged away by the legs by something we don't see.
See, it's very Aliens.
It is, isn't it?
That you don't see it there,
You need to watch Aliens. You'd love Aliens.
Yeah, you do, Freya.
It's an 18, so you can't watch it yet, but...
Well, do you know what? It is an 18. I mean, people get acid in the face. They get, chest bursters.
Yeah, there's some really creepy moments towards the end of it when everyone's suspended in alien cocoons.
Yeah, waxy type stuff.
There's Bishop getting ripped in half at the torso.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that bit's pretty horrible.
But, actually, the creature effects are not far from this, are they?
No, they're not really, no.
That bit's cool, you just see the teeth.
Yeah, so do you know what? Most of the time, the dregs, which I think look horrible in they're in a scary way, you can't see, they don't show them
in
body shots. Oh yeah, I forgot that he was in this one. Orphan 55 completed it, mate. And again, the green hair is very kind of a classic Who. The dregs, I think they look incredible.
I think they look great.
But I wonder if they weren't there on location in Portugal or wherever this is, because you never see them clearly in shots in the corridors and stuff like that. It's all just teeth and claws, and there's lots of smoke and stuff like that. like here, look.
It's like the reaction shots rather than the monster, isn't it? In a way.
Yeah, it's
when you do see the monster,
there.
it's just kind of glimpses of it.
It was filmed in Tenerife.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Was it Tenerife? Right, okay. So maybe they couldn't take the suits out there for it, or they weren't ready at the time, because you see it later. There, that's obviously not in the same shot. And
you
see
say
it later
obviously, but to me, it's not immediately obvious.
Well, no, it's
not the same
it's
shot.
only because I've watched this.
But it's just
no,
to see their
it's only because
reaction
I've
to
watched
what's
this
happening.
a number of times. Yeah.
Please do not enter the Tranquility steam room.
What are they doing?
Tranquility steam room.
So this is nicely done as well. With all the
brilliantly
smoke
directed, isn't it? Like we get silhouettes.
Yeah, it is.
The other thing I noticed as well, which I'd never quite noticed before, is the camera is rarely still. It's rarely a locked, still shot. It's somehow moving, panning, going in or out of the shot, apart from when it's tight on, in the two shot. And that kind of pulling the focus as well, in and out of blur.
Yeah, it's really an effective way of kind of
See, that's great as well.
hiding the
Alien
creature.
script. I like the idea of that because all too often we have just loads and loads of sort of Latin characters.
Yeah,
And now we get an actual language, which they don't
Yeah,
need to
Yeah,
do.
yes.
off can of
There you
crap.
go. That's it.
No, they don't. No, but it's some nice, production design.
I think it just kind of adds to the world building. Also, gunfire, people screaming. It's like it doesn't take long
I've been
for
on
it all
better
to
holidays.
kind of collapse into chaos and
No.
danger, did it really?
Sometimes I think it's a bit like Midnight, isn't it? The Doctor and Donna go on holiday and it all
there's
goes
Benny.
pear-shaped. And sometimes I think I'd like to see or read or hear an adventure where they go somewhere and nothing happens, and they just literally have a good time. And I don't think the Doctor could do that. She probably, or he, would look for trouble, but it'd be quite interesting to see what they do in their downtime. When things
think it
aren't
could be a little
going
bit dull?
wrong. Well, I think it would be, it could be amusing. You could make a nice character piece
Where's
for it.
Benny?
Filmers lost their
And
hat.
Ryan.
And where's Ryan?
Oh,
Now this guy.
those shots of the claws here. He looks a bit like Trevor from Iron Man 3, doesn't he?
Does a bit, yeah.
With the beard.
Trevor Slattery.
Yeah, you'll never see me coming.
See, again, this is the Doctor doing her gadgety kind of lash up sort of thing, isn't it? Just changing a few, getting into the code, the script, changing a few things.
Look at that shot of it.
This is brilliant.
Yeah, it's really nicely shot here.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, look at it. Oh, it's horrible.
And we see Colin, Chief Dreg. He's caught outside the shield there.
Yeah.
Yes, it worked. See, there's a lot of snappy kind of banter in this, isn't it? Even when the danger's really kind of ramping up.
Yeah.
You get that kind of switch between the humour and the danger stuff, which Doctor Who has always done, and it's always been a thing that one of the things that's always attracted me to it.
Yeah, I think it's important on stuff like this that we have that bit of levity. I guess, is that the right word? Because if
That works
this
for me.
didn't have that little bit of humour in it, it would be pretty dark and bleak. Which it obviously is, really, but that humour for me is what kind of
punctures it a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, and it keeps that hope and optimism to it, and it takes it from being, for me, probably really hard to watch if it was, that bleak. And it was a bit like I was saying the other day. I watched that Lockwood and Co. on Netflix. Have you seen that, Freya? And I thought I'd really enjoy it, but it just had no humour at all. And I know that not everything needs humour, but when you've got a show about ghost hunters, probably needs a little bit of
something
laugh, and it just made it kind of just too dry. It just didn't work for me. So yeah, like you say, the humour in Who is one of the things that I always like about it. So this is the Truman Show type moment, where the curtain is pulled back.
Graham walks into the invisible wall.
Graham walks straight into it, right on me nut. I'm having a stroke or something. A fakecation. No. And then when you get this big reveal shot of it in a minute, I love that. And this felt, because Ed Heim did It Takes You Away, didn't he?
My favourite story
Is
of
that
all
right?
time.
Yeah. And that had a great twist reveal in it as well. And he did it again here. Yeah, I really liked it.
It's weird because I'm finding myself getting drawn into the story now. You're just kind of watching it, aren't you?
Yeah, Freya is absorbed.
Filled a lump on my bonds. Do that. So what I like about Graham as well, we were talking about humour. Graham particularly, it's a kind of natural humour. It's not forced.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And when you see Bradley Walsh doing all his other stuff, he's very much like that.
Yeah.
There's not a huge amount of difference, but it doesn't seem so anyway, between Bradley.
They've really written it to suit him really nicely, and like you say, it's all quite natural, and it's not kind of show offy humour or
staged.
Anything like that.
It's an obvious joke with an obvious punchline, and I'm going to deliver it in an obvious way.
Yeah, it fits the scene really nicely.
This is good. Green is good. Orange is bad.
Yeah, and even the little breathing things on their nose that they probably brought down
detail.
boots, I think works.
It's one of those
it's just a
anti-snoring
nice
things that your mum has to wear.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
not
It's
you.
just a little touch of sci-fi, but again, quite a classic Who thing, taking something that is
Cockle.
every day and making it a cockle. Did you? What's Jay? That's his name in the Inbetweeners, isn't it?
That's
Jay?
it. Yeah.
He's so funny in that.
I like their banter.
It's so weird.
Sort of, the father-son thing they got going on there.
Yeah,
and it has a
it's so
clearly
weird
knows
to see
more.
him in something like this. But he's quite good in it. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. The actor.
The dad guy
who plays Jay. Who? Yeah.
Now
Look at this. This is
Cameron,
an
isn't it?
Aliens.
Right here.
It is. Yeah. See, and I love that. Look at that. There's like a football stadium with its dome up, and that's the resort. And look at the rest of it. It's, it's an orphan planet.
I'll tell you what, honestly, if that sort of effect shot had been done like that in the 80s, James Buckley, thanks, Ray. That's what it is.
James Buckley, that's it, yeah.
That sort of effect shot had been done in the 80s like this, I would have literally cried my eyes out in sheer joy.
Oh, yeah.
Because we never, it was always so obviously cut to a model. And even as good as the models always, quite often were, some of them weren't, but a lot of them were, you always knew you were looking at a model shot. And here, you're looking at a model shot, but the scale, the integration with the live shots, it just works,
Yeah, it's really well done. And I think we take for granted, how good the effects are in the show. Even across the entire revival, back in 2005, 6, whatever, the stuff was good then at the time. It's dated now, of course, but it was good, and this is good now as well. This truck thing they're in is straight out of Aliens, and that vehicle that they have, the drop loader.
That's right. Yeah.
Was that the plane? I can't remember.
It's like the tank, isn't it? That comes out of the
armored personnel carrier thing. Yeah, it's almost exactly the same in its design. And
there's a shot, isn't there, in here somewhere? I think where it's the camera's tight on the wheel, which again is straight out of Aliens. Like
they have that when they're escaping from when it's all gone pear shaped to begin with in Aliens, and they wear the wheels down, don't they? So at the end they're just running.
That would buy a lot of terraforming. So I like this as well. Kane, it's kind of all about the money, isn't it? You know? And as much as she's kind of thinking, that's my daughter and everything, it's like, well, yeah.
And it goes back to something that you've said, and what we've both said about
Betty!
This era of the show, that the baddies are often very human in it. She's motivated by money and is not a scheming baddie. It's very human, albeit in a big kind of sci-fi setting.
I don't need a second person for a conversation. It's fine. So me.
It's a great line.
So
it's the Doctor kind of working stuff out now, isn't it?
But then when you find out later, it's quite a shocker. An exiplex.
Yeah. So they adapt.
Oh, she's working it out again. She's not been told everything.
Hang on.
Nuclear winter.
So the full horror is all dawning
straight
on the
into the nest.
To the dregs. So I like a nice bit of Steadicam there, isn't it? Handheld.
Yeah.
Again, just gives it. Just
look at them. Yeah. Oh, they are.
There's
so
the shot.
Well,
there you go. That's the shot, isn't it?
Yeah, look at that.
Straight out of Aliens. I love that.
And you just saw a couple of shots there of the creatures. They're so well done. Like when I said they are horrible.
Horrible, mate.
Horrible. In a good way, because they're horrific. Yeah, the dregs.
Yeah.
See, look at him. You just witnessed history. I like Ryan.
Nice. He's hilarious.
Yeah, he has just got to have a little sneak peek of
Yeah.
what's going on.
It's the thing about Ryan. He's just like it's just a guy, isn't he? You know what I mean? He's
Yeah,
just
exactly. That's
he's
it.
just
Yeah,
a
well,
ordinary
it's
guy. You know,
yeah.
no airs and graces about him. He's just
No.
know, and he just gets on with
See,
stuff.
this bit's quite nice. Yeah,
And through the whole thing, he kind of learns more about himself and learns that he doesn't have to be defined and defeated by things which he's always had stopping him previously. You know?
yeah. Oh, so,
That
just
sounds
so the
brilliant.
doctor
Like,
just completely
Straight in the middle.
obliviously. So, yeah.
She doesn't
Having
care,
a
does she?
conversation.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, Ryan, what are you talking about?
That's brilliant. Woof. Uh-oh.
So yeah, this is where
That's
they're driving into the
Speaking of
nest, aren't
experiencing
they?
momentary difficulties. Yep.
Yeah.
This vehicle is compromised. I love this completely useless computer kind of commentary.
Yeah,
That's brilliant.
it feels quite RTD in a way. You know, he'd have announcement things and stuff a bit like that, wouldn't he? Yeah. Where did you say they filmed this for? Tenerife. This is the I think one of my work projects was out there, and this is like the volcanic area. And that's why it's all grey. It's not. I think it's like volcanic.
It is
It's
volcanic.
not been graded.
Tenerife is also where they filmed Planet of Fire, or was that Gran Canaria? It was one of those. Anyway, Peter Davison's story.
Yeah, I'm getting confused maybe about what's where, but that, you know, there's lots of grey kind of sand looking stuff.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's that kind of black basalt, kind of crumbly ash type rock, isn't it?
So this is not.
I believe there is actually a word for it, and
like
as proper geological scientists, we know these things.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, it's not going to be unobtainium, though, is it? Have a little
it's great, you know. Look at that. I mean, camera low to the ground, tight on the aperture. Benny, where are you? Shut up, Vilma. Shut your stupid mouth. Uh-oh.
Now, growling. Oh, sorry, that's the subtitles.
Yeah.
Growling.
It's actually good. It's the first time I watched it with subtitles on. It's actually quite good.
So look at that shot of them there. Oh, my God.
You see, you know it's a bloke in a rubber suit, don't you, really? You know, you can kind of see that.
But the design on it is so good. And you know that the shot here, the doctor running off and the gang, the dregs are not there. They're shot in a studio, covered in smoke and everything like that, and dropped in. I reckon they didn't have them ready.
That.
But
I think
you can't know. It fits though. That's the point.
Yeah.
You know, I've watched this one a load of times, and you know, pick up on stuff like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
You would, yes. You are a filmmaker, Jeff. You are trained to see these things.
Yeah. This whole bit is like Aliens, where they're going around with the motion detector, and they're in the room. They're in the room, and then they realise they're above them.
Benny, shut up!
And,
you stupid
and when they're
woman!
Looking for Newt and everything.
They're not being that mean.
No, they're not. No. Oh,
this is quite chilling, isn't it?
Is it? I'm going to watch this because I'm not sure. Every time I've watched this, it always doesn't quite. I'm not sure if this bit doesn't quite work, or if there's something I've always missed, or it's just kind of implied. But what is she? What's speaking there? You know, is it Benny with a being used as a puppet, or it's grim.
Yes, I've wondered about that. Have they perhaps
chopped something out in the edit? Perhaps they thought, it's a bit.
Oh, okay.
That for me is the only bit in the whole thing that doesn't. It just seems a little bit disjointed. Like the story logic doesn't quite flow easily. It just hits a few bumps.
Yeah,
but then it's straight through that and back into the action, isn't it? You know, come on.
Yeah, and it works. You know,
just about. I think it just. Yeah. Oh no! Hyphen. Rah!
I wonder who played the Dregs. Maybe it's that guy Richard Price who does a lot of them.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Freya's Googling as we speak.
Spencer Wilding, lead dragon creature movement.
Wilding or Wilding?
Wilding, I think.
Okay. Look, I love these aerial shots as well. It's just so alien that it is, isn't it? Yeah, you're right. Maybe this is where they shot Kill the Moon. Another one of our favourites. Oh, sorry, you don't like that one.
Danny Hatch.
So this is the same tunnel from Flatline and various
Is it
other
really?
episodes.
Is it actually the same?
Sure. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Or are you just making that
Freya,
up?
do the research.
What?
No, I think it might be. Is this the tunnel that was used in Flatline
How did
and
you
other
actually expect me
episodes?
to find that out?
It's keeping you
I'm
busy.
talented, but I'm
you,
not
you
that
got fast
talented.
thumbs. Did you see Benny? Benny. Do you remember at the time when this first went out and there was all the Benny memes going around?
I was just going to say, did you ever see the the edit that was done of
Yes,
I'm
I
bringing
did.
Sexy back
Oh, yeah, I remember
with
that.
Benny. I'm bringing Benny
That
back.
was hilarious. You know, even though that, you know, there was a little bit of kind of conflict within Doctor Who fandom online. It's like, you know, people who loved it, people who really didn't like the story. The whole Benny thing, at least everybody agreed, was brilliant. You know, just everyone tweeting out, putting it out there, Benny, all these little gifs going around, these little edits.
Benny. I think that was Doctor Who Poop account that did that.
Was it? It might have been
song.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. So this is the where we find out a bit more about Bella,
Their relationship. Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think of this twist with it? That, you know,
what that Kane's her mum.
Yeah, and that Bella's a sort of like a protester type. I can't think of a better description.
Oh, and she gave you the name Trixabel.
Yeah, so Mum deserves to die, frankly. Yeah, I like it, mate. I don't have any really strong opinions on it particularly. I think it's...
No, it doesn't spoil anything.
If you're going to have an absent parent, then it's basically like they're dead, so...
And this is quite nice. This is not the way to resolve a family
passive-aggressive discussion.
Good old-fashioned passive-aggressive discussion.
Yeah.
I just remember there's a really good bit coming up with the Dreg, isn't there? Where it's asleep.
Oh, yeah. We've got to get past
now, there is something funny about that I will point out when it comes. So they've ended up back, haven't they?
See, I like this because Ryan's kind of with his, you know, he's quite tight with his family, isn't he? He places some importance in there because he's gone through these journeys with them and kind of understands that they can support each other, they can look out for each other. But clearly, Bella doesn't come from that kind of background at all. She's
I was going to say there's a bit of parallel there as well, actually, isn't there? You know, he came from a kind of bit of a broken family and, you know, had some sort of kind of, you know, resolution.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he's kind of found his fam, hasn't he, by being part of the TARDIS crew.
You're talking too much. Shut up.
That's
sorry, Freya. Yeah.
That was in the trailer, I think, wasn't it? That with the drag.
Yes, it was. Yeah, and there's also that shot of its back where it's crawling through a corridor or something that was in the trailer, and it's quite nice when you get that tiny little glimpse and tease of something, and you're like, "Oh, what is it? What is it?" Like we're ever going to guess what it is, you know?
Yeah.
So the Dreg was trying to get them there, wasn't it? The Doctor hasn't trapped it yet in the thing, because when they work out how to outwit them, it's quite good, isn't it?
Blowing it up.
That's good, isn't it? You do like a good big bomb
that
kind of thing, don't you? Yeah. You built a bomb. I built more than one. Okay, so now we go.
Remember in year 8, our science teacher telling us he knew how to make a bomb.
Did he teach you how to make a bomb?
No, he just told us he knew how to do it.
Like in a sort of showing off kind of way.
Was that on the syllabus?
So now we've got some science going on here with sort of breathable air, how much oxygen, all that kind of thing.
It's kind of a bit like climate changey because the carbon dioxide levels have gone too high. And it's like there's not enough oxygen in the air.
Oh, yeah. I never noticed that sort of angle on it. Because that is part of the message of all this, isn't it? Yeah.
This is
no, you don't get to hide things from us anymore.
Yeah.
She keeps hiding.
She didn't want them to know.
Now they realise
this is Earth. Yeah, that is
nothing
quite
like
a
Climate
scary
change.
moment, isn't it? Yeah. Look at the way they've shot them, all the flickering lights and everything.
Yeah.
They are the stuff of nightmares. And do you know what? I quite like that they are, for all intents and purposes, just a creature. They don't have a gimmick like the Silence or the Weeping Angel. They've just
don't have a
big teeth and claws.
conscience or anything like that. It's just
Vilma.
No.
They're apex predators, aren't they? They survive.
Yeah.
Go on, Vilma.
Which one of you hurt my Benny? Oh,
Go on, yes.
Yaz's
Run.
face. Who knows what she'd have thought, what she saw there, hey?
Yeah.
Another thing I like about this series as well, actually, and Series 11, is how they play the real-time graphics into the electronics on screens and things.
Yeah.
Again, it just gives it a sense of immediacy, doesn't it? They're not sort of CGI'd on or whatever. They're actually there in vision. And they look good.
You can always tell when they are, yeah.
I'm also going to use it. It's just a smaller bomb. Sorry.
It's ticking away now. Again, still manage to put some humour through it, don't they? Just
look at the spinning air vent with the light shining through it. That is 80s Cameron and most action films from the 80s.
Terry Gilliam was a good one for that as well, and things like Brazil.
Was he? Yeah. Oh no, this is the bit where
Time Bandits, I think, did it as well, even earlier.
Really?
I think Kubrick's done it a few times. So it's a popular thing.
Spielberg's
done it.
Yeah.
But it is a good. So is that green fire there as well? We got slightly green fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that because we're burning carbon dioxide?
Probably.
Will carbon dioxide burn like that? I don't know.
I don't know.
Can get
I
different
can't do
flame,
science,
can't you?
but I'm ill.
They haven't covered that yet. She's ill.
I'm ill and it's late.
Don't start testing out flame colours in the room.
No, we have done that before. That is one of the things you need to do. You have to know what flame colours these metals when they
because it's like if you're going to spray extinguishers
air.
and stuff.
You must find breathable air immediately.
Oh, do shut up.
She gasps for breath.
Yeah, some of these subtitles are all there. Look at that.
Oh, is this the bit you're on about, Jeff?
Yeah, this is quite a tense moment. But then she discovers, doesn't she? Yeah.
Oxygen supply refilling.
Now, there's one little bit coming up. I don't know if it's right now or a bit later.
It's quite brave also, putting the camera right close to the prosthetics, isn't it? Because the detail has to be good if you're going to move the camera in that close.
Absolutely, which is often why. So look, when he picks up,
the
legs are going really fast. Yeah, I think that shot was sped up slightly.
Because again, it's fun. Why not?
Now that shot is from elsewhere in the filming. That doesn't match that bit there. Nerd fact.
Nerd fact. Just put a nerd fact warning on screen.
Like a really angry tree.
That's such a good line.
Yeah, you're right. When if your prosthetics are up to scratch, show them in detail.
It's like they want to show off.
But it's why in like the original Alien, you only ever see it glimpsed in the shadows because the stuff really wasn't up to it.
Look how good our makeup is.
Yeah. And then, things are scarier in the shadows, but also, less prone to being laughed at because they look like a bloke in black lycra with a mask on, which is what the alien was.
Yeah, he's a big tall guy, wasn't
he? Yeah, he was very tall, yeah.
With the head.
Look at this. This is classic base under siege, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And I'll tell you what,
holiday venue under siege.
Literally since 2 minutes in, it hasn't let up. And it
hasn't let up. No,
the pacing's great. You kind of, you get these bursts of energy, and then you get a bit of humor. Then you get more tension. Then you get humor. Then you get horror. Then you get a bit of humor. it's constant sort of roller coaster.
Yeah.
And all the while it's kind of moving
They're finding
forward.
out the dregs of humans.
Yeah, they're working it out here, aren't they?
Yeah,
Global warming.
Getting this. There we go. Food chain collapses, mass migration.
And do you know what?
War.
Lack of biodiversity.
Like, for me, this stuff it's relevant and it's important. And some people felt this was preachy and banging it over their head and stuff
Woke
like that.
nonsense.
It is down to them.
I don't agree.
It's what's happening, and I think it's important that these things are kind of put to attention.
I agree.
Look at
And
the teeth
you
on
know,
that
the thing
thing,
is as well,
so
it's here. It's threaded through the narrative. You know, I saw a lot of the chatter about it kind of being bolted onto the end, but it's clearly not. You know, we've seen it being drip fed through.
No, well, you noticed it earlier, Freya, with the carbon dioxide stuff, and also I'll talk a bit more about it when we get to it. But the end scene, it's got a character relevance to the Doctor. It's not just a message that they've hammered onto the end.
Little Roger.
Not now, Silas.
What is his actual name? It's not Roger.
Silas Roger. In this. I don't know what the actors do. It's just Roger.
Roger.
Lewin Lloyd. Roger.
Phantom Power.
Yeah, I've described this episode as a great thriller, an action thriller, and it is, isn't it?
Like
it hasn't stopped yet. It's still going full speed.
But they still managed to put in some character stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's all in, 43, 44 minutes? No, it's a bit more than that, isn't it? Slightly longer. It's nearly 50 minutes. I can look, actually.
Look at that.
There you go.
Minutes.
The hopper virus comes back into play.
Mm-hmm. Oops.
Nevi, it says.
Nevi.
I must say, just whilst this bit's all going on, I'm really enjoying watching this and chatting about it simultaneously. I hope anyone listening is enjoying it. This might be that vote might have been regretted, but I've been enjoying this.
Yeah, there's probably a few shots of us just staring blankly at the telly.
Yeah, not too much though. Hopefully, if there are silent gaps, it's because we've been absorbed into the story. It's quite hard.
Figuring out a plan.
It's like when you listen to an audio commentary on a film or something. You know, you do get these bits of silence where people are just watching, captured by what they're watching again.
And then they sort of turn the volume up a little bit, don't they?
I feel like in every episode you always have the one person that doesn't listen to Doctor. It's like, why should I listen to you?
Yeah, and then usually they end up paying for it, don't they?
But it's just like, well, it's quite obvious though, especially because like you've got Bella who's said it there. She's already got trust issues from her mum and everything. So it's like, just a random woman coming in and being like, I know what to do. It's like, do you really though? So you do get it sometimes, but it's quite funny.
It's like the peril. There's always something in peril, isn't there? You know, when that's sorted, there's something else coming through. Whether it's the bomb and now it's Silas. Silas, was it Nevi?
There's a lot of threads going on.
Silas is Roger.
At least 3/8 of a plan. There's a lot of threads going on.
There is, yeah.
You know.
She's always like, do you have a plan? It's like, I'll have one in a bit. It's brewing. All I've got is the letter P. Sometimes that's all I need.
That's such a good line.
Look at
using their oxygen.
Taking charge there. Yeah.
Because they don't like it.
I can't remember what the Doctor. You grab her and I'll meet you at the teleport.
Oh,
Wheezy.
Brilliant.
She's pretty brave here. Oh, look, it's sniffing the air.
She always says the plan to the monster. She's always like, I'm going to do this. Yeah. Then you're going to die.
Yes, it's the opposite of a bad guy monologuing, isn't it, really? You know, in a film, telling the hero the plan. You know.
There he is, reunited. God bless him.
Nice moment.
That's lovely.
And then he realises
we need the kid to make it work.
He knows how to do it.
Yeah, he's got skills. Yeah. There we go.
Is that
little gadget?
That's a cool little thing.
It is actually. It looked like it had some weight to it. You know, like purpose. I don't know what that purpose is, but it's very important to the plot.
Yeah. It's some sci-fi gubbins, but it looks good.
And this is nice as well. We've got a lot of depth in the frame.
And why are we
with the netting,
with the
the
cage?
cagey bits.
Yeah. This bit's, I like the red light on it, and it's quite a tense and
Little bit of
scary
science.
bit, really, isn't it? Yeah.
Not going to get too deep into that. We'll just kind of go with it.
And you can sort of sense that there's some vague intelligence to it, you know.
Well, because they were humans
it
mutated.
knows. Yeah, exactly. But because earlier she said they're just, you know, hunters, but there's still something,
some reasoning intelligence there.
Yeah.
I like this bit.
Yeah.
It's like a message to like the audience. You'd be smart.
But I don't feel like it's too, you know, forceful. It's natural within the scene.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you can watch an episode. We can watch many episodes of Star Trek: The Next Generation, and find a lot of stuff which is really preachy. And I love Star Trek, and I love it because of that. That's part of it. It's just part of what it is. And you can also pick out a whole bunch of other Doctor Who stories very similar to this. You know, where we got a sort of climate message or something about being kind or whatever.
Yeah. I was going to say the lights that they've got going on here, these things flickering and you know, that one pulsing at the top there. They had them in points in Series 11 as well.
Yes,
these kind of LED lighting tubes. I've used them on shoots before, and
get out.
They're pretty cool.
It's got mad now.
You know, they add a nice bit of colour and movement to a shoot.
I'm not going to argue.
Some serious issues.
Issues,
man. Hey, hello, mate. It's Dave. Oh, there we go.
Now, interestingly, they're there in that shot.
6,
look.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No one picked up on that, but there's a pretty big explosion here.
Ba-dumph.
Looks a bit like the Sydney Opera House.
Did you both forget? A massive bomb. Yeah, it's a similar kind of design, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is actually a place, isn't it? Like you said, is it in Portugal or something?
Yeah.
Hello.
A little bit of
a bit of a snog
action for Ryan.
Oh no!
No, don't go back for a Ryan. You only just met her. Oh. So I wonder how many of them they've got. They must be a bit of green screen magic going on there.
That's a good effect, that.
That's nice. With the eye.
Yeah.
Again, it's keeping the aperture tight in the lens, isn't it? You know, so you get that nice
like
bit of blurring
atmosphere.
going on.
I like it because it's not like the same as everything is normally, and then you have that moment.
Yeah.
with Mum.
There is some nice little fun, you know, father and son, mother and daughter moments.
Yeah.
Fam.
Oh, that's nice. I like that. That's their moment together
nice.
that they've shared.
O'Brien, party of 4.
Back to the TARDIS.
There you go, back to the TARDIS. Nice shot.
See, we don't see what happened after that. You know, we kind of assume it's sort of wrapped up, but there's obviously things still cracking on, and they're no longer part of that narrative now. They're just literally ripped out of it.
I hadn't thought of that before,
So all that energy these guys still have, all that rage about what's actually happened and what they've seen, it's still here. It's still raw for them right now because they haven't had time to get over and process it. So this is them processing it now. And you know, detached.
It's them realising that it was Earth, really.
Yeah.
Like they see all these monsters, but they're always aliens, they're always from a different planet, and seeing them from their own.
And this is the Doctor now trying to give them a bit of hope that, okay, you've seen this, but it might not happen. It can still change.
Humanity's pissy arguing over the washing up.
See, to me, this whole bit can be related to the fact that the Doctor just found out that Gallifrey had been destroyed
Possibly.
again.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
So, you know,
and she
as
can,
well
she
as
can avoid
the actual message of it,
influence somebody somewhere to stop it happening to them,
as well as the actual message of, you know, let's try to look after the planet.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt.
I think you forget how powerful you are. That's nice.
There you go.
Yeah, and that's
Lives
a very
change
Doctor.
worlds.
Yeah,
people can save planets or wreck them. It's a choice.
She has some great speeches.
Yeah. Or you're going to end up like that.
That's nice how she goes, and then just
Yeah.
cuts to the drag.
See, there's no doubt that it is kind of addressed to the audience. She's not exactly looking down camera.
Yes.
But it's part of the story. It's
like
woven
you
into
say
it.
that like Yaz and Ryan and Graham, they're all just like very average people. So it's almost like they represent the audience. So then when you've got Jodie as the Doctor, like talking to them, she's talking to the audience. She's talking to like us, telling us, that we do need to.
But it's like you said, Paul. It's woven into the story, and it's not just like Jodie's gone. Stop the story. I've got a message for you now.
It's drip
it works within
through.
it.
Drip fed.
That's
the word.
I know.
Drip fed, yeah. So
English
there's
is
been
my
some
best
tweets
language.
come in tonight.
What do we got then, Jeff?
Which is nice. So first up is Jenny, who's at Dimensions in Jen, who says, "It's only good when you watch it as a comedy." To which I replied,
only good when you watch it as a comedy.
I said, "Is that so?" With a laugh.
That's very
challenging. I think it is a comedy, though. Really,
it has some comedic moments into it. And
it does.
Maybe, I can kind of see where she's coming from. Perhaps, actually.
But she says here that the Benny stuff is great when treated as a comedy. That's not a criticism, by the way. It's the only Series 12 episode I enjoy. I think the Benny stuff is supposed to be funny and a little
kind of
bit silly,
funny, isn't it?
Yeah. How am I going to edit that out?
Sorry. It needed to happen. I was dripping.
Oh yeah, no, I know. It's like when I'm sitting at a shoot and I've got a tickle in the throat.
This is content
cough
right here, people.
This is.
I know it is. I love Bella's trousers. I want them.
Whose trousers?
Bella's. I want her outfit.
That's a good out. There's a lot of buckles and dangly silver things on there, isn't there? It's a bit punky.
So Ian Banks, who's at Stuff Ian likes, says, "I can't decide if it just needed another 5 minutes to fully flesh out everything or a couple less characters."
I do get that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of modern Who could probably do it a little bit longer to give us more. I think, we always want more time with the Doctor and companions and stuff, and, to get to know people a little bit more. But, it's got a time limit, and it's kind of what it is, really. Now I'm gonna say this before this next tweet. This is a controversial one for me. This is from Matt at MTB Who. "Genuinely enjoy it much better than the whole of Flux for me."
So.
It's like positive.
So Matt's giving it with one hand, but he's taking it away with the other. I like that.
Yep.
Well done, Matt.
And now
I'll just sit back here while Jeff answers that tweet.
I'm just going to block him. You're blocked. No, not really.
You won't really.
Yeah, fair enough. Each to their own, Matt. But I am glad you enjoyed this. But more than Flux. Ooh, hot potato. Hot potato.
That's Jeff. He's not going to be able to sleep tonight, Matt. That's it. You've done it for Jeff. You've got him right under the earlobe.
It's nothing to do with the 2 coffees I've had.
No, not at all. No.
So here's one from someone new, Sleepy Bird, whose handle is _epic_groke. They just say, "I love it. Great episode." Frankie Thomas at FTWCK04. That's another new name as well, I think. "The nuclear war thing is such a terrifying realization, and the dregs are creepy, and the survival horror thing is good too." That's quite interesting. It's there's a little bit survival horror actually.
Yeah, that's a good point.
On the run the whole time, aren't they? Yeah. So that's good. Yeah, thank you. The Eternal Feline at Who_EU16. "Personally, it was great. A really valid social commentary, terrifying both in terms of how close to home it is. The dregs were genuinely ferocious, a real behind the sofa moment. Some say it was too preachy and on the nose. Blah, 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 as Greta Thunberg would say." And there's another comment from Eternal Feline. "Genuinely loved Orphan 55, and I refuse to apologise for it." Yep, absolutely. 13 and Jodie managed to be serious with a good dose of humour and reassurance. "A classic. I loved it at the time and still do. A 5-star episode. That is the sort of thing I like to read. Met Jody, who's at Jody's TARDIS 13, says, I really enjoyed the episode. 13 had some of the funniest one-liners, and the message about climate change is timely. And then she said, my home state of Ohio is the new Chernobyl as of a few days ago. And as with most of the Chibnall era, which I dearly love, I wish it could have been about 15 minutes longer, which goes back to what Ian said. And then Mac Granger 223, who's at M Granger 223, simply says Benny in capital letters.
Benny!
Which actually matches the one comment we got on our Facebook page. I only put this out literally minutes before we were due to
just
go
before
up.
we went out, yeah.
And we just got one comment from Simon Charlotte who goes, Benny! Brilliant. Because again, that's the meme, isn't it? So if for nothing else, that's that will pervade through time. That howl,
time and
Benny.
space. And my question is, when is Character Options going to give us a Benny action figure? Benny and Velma double.
Benny action figure, now. Benny and Velma.
Portable oxygen tank.
Yes, with portable oxygen tank. Yeah.
And if you push a button on the chest, it goes Benny. A little voice box. Well, on that note,
it's good.
I've really enjoyed doing this.
I think
commentary
it's
tonight.
Yeah.
So I hope people listening have. If you haven't, and you think this is garbage, please let us know. We won't do them again. But hopefully you have, and we have done a few episode reviews, haven't we?
We've done quite a few.
Maybe this is a slightly more kind of engaging and interactive
well, we
way
shall see.
Of doing it.
I don't know. What do you think?
Let's
Is
see.
it quite easy talking about it while you're watching the thing, or
get dragged into watching it?
Just get dragged into watching it.
Yeah, we had a few moments.
But I mean, when we actually
being
do watch it,
absorbed,
we
but,
talk about it quite a
we
lot.
do
Like
talk.
in the moment, as well.
Yeah, I think we talk quite a bit about it. So
do you like this episode?
Good. So yeah, hopefully,
helps you not get too distracted as well, because you'll start talking about something and then suddenly another scene's happening. Like, just talk about that now. I'm focusing on one scene for half an hour.
Yeah, trying to remember what I was talking about while something else happens that I then want to that about.
But again, you hear that in the pro commentaries, don't you? They'll set something up and then it will just kind of just vanish, and as they start talking about something else, and that can be really annoying because you think, I really wanted to hear the end of that whatever that was.
Yeah.
So
that story has vanished.
Yeah, it's probably a lot more interesting than our ramblings.
It's well, I've enjoyed this tonight, so hopefully our listeners will as well, and maybe we'll get a chance to do some more of these. So thanks as always for listening, and we will catch you soon on Who Corner's Corner.
See you next time. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye to the listeners. Bye. Bye.